When it comes to LGBTQ plus representation in TV, especially gay characters, the same old tropes come up far too often. The flamboyant sidekick, the tragic storylines, or comical relief with no depth. But some shows dare to break the mold. And this week I'm counting down my picks for the top 10 non-stereotypical gay characters in TV history, celebrating TV shows that break the mold and expectations. I'll try to steer clear of words that might land me in trouble with YouTube. There are still a lot of stuff that we cannot discuss on YouTube, which they feel makes your videos unsuitable for most advertisers. And if you don't know, my main source of income is my YouTube videos, so it's bad news if my videos don't generate any income. Like last week when my top 10 video was labeled as not suitable for advertisers. But anyway, let's get into the video.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Where do you stand in such regard?
With you, and always shall upon field of battle.
Agron from Spartacus is a perfect storm of warrior ferocity and unapologetic love.
Agron and Nazir's relationship symbolized love.
I would slay all who would lay attempt to wrest you from my arms.
In a show drenched in blood, vengeance and testosterone, Agron's relationship with Nazir isn't just used for shock or titillation. It's tender, loyal and central to his story arc. What makes Agron stand out is his queerness doesn't soften him or turn him into a punchline. He's as brutal and as tough as any straight gladiator. He's a fighter first, but also a tender lover, and the show lets him be both.
What's wrong?
It's that vampire! Russell!
Edgington. Russell. Edgington.
Russell Edgington is True Blood's ancient vampire king. But don't confuse his campy flair for a stereotype. He's also one of the most terrifying and ruthless villains on the show.
You honestly expect me to believe that she would allow you to move to a tiny town in the middle of a swamp and date a waitress?
His queerness is part of who he is, but it's not his entire identity, and it's definitely not watered down either. Russell flips the trope of the queer villain on its head by being both absurdly theatrical and deeply dangerous, proving that you can be fabulous and still a force to be reckoned with.
You leave Sookie out of this. You're in my house, Mr. Compton. Put your fangs away.
So, Uncle Butch, what do you like? Kiss guys?
Can you picture me kissing guys?
No, I can't.
Well, I do.
Before there was any real nuance in gay TV representation, there was Butch Campbell, a blue-collar, beer-drinking, sports-loving guy who just happened to be gay.
I have a date.
Hello, going out with a guy who honks, huh? Does he have a brother?
In Normal, Ohio, John Goodman played Butch, as someone who defied every 2000s era expectation of what a gay man should look like or act like. The show was short-lived, but Butch remains a groundbreaking character for being so ordinary in the best of ways. His queerness wasn't hidden, but it wasn't a punchline either. It was just Butch being Butch.
Look, what do you want me to do? Lie to you? Lie to myself? Be unhappy for the rest of my life?
I just want everybody here to know I'm f***ing gay. Thought everybody should know that. You happy now?
Mickey Milkovich starts off as a violent, closeted thug and shameless, but over time, he becomes one of the most emotionally compelling queer characters on TV.
Maybe only a couple months if I don't do anything stupid. Like what? Like
Who keeps trying to steal my jello?
What's refreshing about Mickey is how messy, real and raw his story is. He's allowed to be angry, loyal, violent, soft, terrified and in love, all at once.
I'm not changing for anybody though.
Nobody wants you to change.
Those gentrifying f***ers do.
He doesn't fall into the neat box of the gay best friend or the tragic victim. Instead, Mickey is complex and contradictory, just like many real people are.
This is gay. We're gay. I don't think I'm this gay.
I'm not infected.
Are you armed?
No.
Why did you take that long to answer?
In episode 3 of season 1 of The Last of Us, Bill and Frank gave us one of the most poignant love stories in modern TV, and they did it in just one episode. Where queer characters often suffer endlessly or die tragically, The Last of Us gave them something rare: dignity and peace. Bill, a survivalist doomsday prepper, and Frank, his artistic partner, formed a deeply human connection that isn't flashy or filled with melodrama. The love story wasn't about pain, it was about building a life together. It wasn't a gay love story, it was simply a story about love.
Then you will crush all of these up, put them in my wine. Then you will take me by my hand, and I will fall asleep in your arms.
Dude, I didn't mean to put your father in prison.
Then why'd you put him there, you fat
Because I couldn't think of anybody else.
What about Ariana Grande or Drake?
What?
Although not gay, Christopher Smith, aka Peacemaker, is a buff, vulgar anti-hero who also happens to be bisexual. A detail he drops with zero fanfare, and that's what makes it so powerful. Played by John Cena, Peacemaker is a chaotic mix of toxic masculinity and buried trauma, but his sexuality is treated like a normal, matter-of-fact part of his identity. He's not sanitized for mass appeal, nor tokenized. He's just a flawed, hilarious guy who also sleeps with guys. Peacemaker is revolutionary in its simplest form.
Enjoy your day. I hope it's productive.
Thank you, Raymond. I hope your day is productive as well. PDA in the office? My.
Couldn't help myself.
Kevin Cozner, the ultra-cultured husband of Captain Holt, is a great example of a gay character who is allowed to be more than just a husband. He's witty, reserved and hyper-intellectual, a stark contrast to the high-energy chaos of the Brooklyn Nine-Nine crew. Kevin doesn't just exist to be comic relief or a sassy sidekick. He's a grounded, dignified partner, with a relationship with Holt that's portrayed with warmth and mutual respect, not drama or stereotypes.
Sorry, for interrupting. I just wanted to do the unveiling first, if that's cool.
The unveiling of what?
Bam!
What's happening?
Why?
Why?
Mac's journey from self-denial to coming out is messy, hilarious and surprisingly profound. In a show where no one grows emotionally ever, Mac's slow realization and eventual acceptance of his sexuality is one of the few sincere story arcs.
No, I think I'm out now. Yeah, I'm gay.
And he's not just your usual TV gay guy. He's aggressively masculine, socially clueless, and utterly lacking in self-awareness. But when he finally embraces who he is, it's a rare moment of heart in a show that builds on selfishness.
Dad, I'm gay.
Plus, the dance scene in the prison when Mac finally comes out to his dad was one of the most touching moments in TV history in my opinion. Mikey could have easily been reduced to another cute love interest, but Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt gave him depth. A closeted construction worker from a conservative Italian family, Mickey's journey was filled with humor, but it's never cruel. He's shy, sincere, and genuinely trying to understand who he is, all while navigating a world that expects him to be someone else. Mikey subverts expectations by showing that masculinity and queerness doesn't cancel each other out. They coexist to create one of the most interesting and lovable characters in TV history.
Hello, Raymond.
Captain Wunsch, good to see you. But if you're here, who's guarding Hades?
And our #1 spot goes to none other than Captain Holt, who is the gold standard for breaking gay TV character tropes.
I understand you purchased 4 portions of rice. Yes, that's a great idea. We'll eat the extra rice for breakfast. I love you as well.
As the stoic, deadpan leader of the 99th Precinct, Holt commands authority and respect without ever falling into stereotypical behaviors. His sexuality is never hidden, but it also doesn't define him. It's only one part of a fully fleshed out man who happens to be gay, black, and one of the best characters on TV. Holt redefined representation by showing that being queer doesn't mean fitting any one mold. It just means being yourself. If you enjoy top 10 videos like this one, why not check out the other videos on my channel? The link will be popping up on your screen in a moment. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my videos. It really helps me if you watch my videos and like my videos. That way the algorithm will know that my videos resonate with you, the viewer, and will push it out to more people like yourself that might enjoy my content. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow, as I post daily on this channel, except Mondays, because I don't like Mondays, and I plan my videos on Mondays. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you tomorrow.